Hey you guys, this is your coach, Dr. Andrea Dickerson here with EyeOnTheDaycare.com, where we connect childcare business owners with proven management solutions. For today's proven management solution, I want to talk to childcare business owners about classroom systems. If you follow this system, you will never be without great trained teachers. So if you're interested in finding out about my secrets that I've used to accomplish this, give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, stay tuned, and I'll be right back. Yay! Thank you guys so much for staying along with me. Be sure that you register for the Learn New Systems webinar. This webinar is where I clue you in on systems that you may be overlooking in your business, but if you implement them, it's going to take you to the next level. So be sure to go to www.learnnewsystems.com. Well, all right, let's dive deep into today's training about classroom management. I'm going to be looking down, going through my notes, but the other day we talked about classroom management. If you haven't watched the video, I'm going to link it below so that you can find out more about the beginning steps to classroom management. But what we did was we described what classroom management included. Classroom management is how well the classroom flows, the ability to keep your schedule, and is a skill in a variety of areas such as curriculum, teaching, classroom safety awareness, and having the skill set and the ability for proper classroom hygiene, disinfection, how the classroom is set up, and why, and keeping the classroom style guide. That is my definition of classroom. I know I just said a lot. I'm not looking for you to remember it all. But what I am wanting you to remember is that most of the time when you look up the word classroom management online, you find out that it describes an elementary type setting where teachers are given the ability to implement different strategies to help with the behavior of the children. Well, here at the School of Systems, our strategies are given for CEOs to implement strategies that help with the behavior of staff. And once you help the staff with their behavior, it then trickles down to the student. So your behavior management is not the classic behavior management that's defined online. It's the definition that we use in the School of Systems so that you can improve the way your classrooms operate and help gauge the behavior of your teachers. So if you do these strategies, the behaviors of your teachers will change. Let's start with strategy number one. The first thing I want you to do when it comes to classroom management is to determine how many centers your classrooms will carry. What do I mean by that? Well, I've traveled the world and I've gone from center to center, and I've gone to individuals with multiple childcare locations and they don't have classroom management in place. I have noticed that they may have dramatic play, reading, music, circle time, science at one school. And then when I go to the next school, they have arts and crafts, they have sand and water, then they have the dramatic play, the learning boards, or what we call center time, and then they'll have something like blocks. But the center they had when they first got started versus the center they have now are totally set up differently, different centers, etc. So that tells me that the classroom management training is little to non-existent, or it's not consistent throughout the organization. Now that might not apply to you because you may not own multiple locations. However, if you do have a childcare program and you have not written out in SOP format what centers you have in your childcare classrooms, then that's step one. How can you create a training module, or how can you create any type of teacher ongoing professional growth and development if you don't have your foundations written out. So when you have what centers you have in your classrooms, then you can apply a training model. Let me show you my training model that we implemented in my program. So in my program, I trained my teachers, and this is key point number 2, but I just want to show you. We use what we call an activity schedule, okay? So my activity schedule was set up with my centers color-coded. So all of these were my centers, and they were color-coded. So every classroom, even infants, would create centers that had some magnitude of material that represented the center. And then the colors that you see here, these are the colors that my trays or my centers had trays that were used for classroom management. So these were the colors of my trays. All right, so my team and I would do step 2. We would train every 10 weeks. So it wasn't a system that I would put in place and then walk away. No. There are other systems beyond classroom that cause me to be able to manage this, but for the sake of the video, I'm just talking about classroom management. And so my team and I will go through this planner every 10 weeks, and they will be expected to use it in their classrooms every day. There would be incentives for when I asked for it and if they could produce it. And when we had our meetings, they will be required to bring this planner. And so what this did was it allowed me to pre-plan before meeting with my team. And then when I got time to meet with my team every 10 weeks, I would then be able to just go over my strategy, go over my plan, and then teach it to them, and they would take and write notes in their own planner. And so that was the secret. Number 2, ensure that you are training your teachers every 10 weeks. And then the third secret that I've done, providing my team with tools. When I first got started, I was like many of you, just asking them to bring pen and paper to the meeting. Then I elevated from pen and paper to giving them a calendar, and then giving them the company vision. And then I elevated from that to giving them actual tools. This tool was a game changer in my organization because when I gave them tools, I gave them the resources that they need in order to follow my system, in order to think like me, and in order to hold themselves accountable. So now I was able to teach them classroom management, how I want my classrooms to flow. I was able to teach about my classroom schedule, classroom organization, and by me breaking it down and giving them a planner and a tool that supported those training pieces, I was able to create a team that could run my organization without me. So that's it, guys. I think that I have given you loads of content and information today. Stay tuned as we continue to go through your classroom management process. The next video, we're going to be talking about classroom setup and the importance of that. But I'm telling you, if you learn something new today, be sure to get your spot to our Learn New Systems webinar. And if you're interested in having these type of tools, they are available when you join us in the Jumpstart School of Systems. Well, until next time, remember, if you manage the childcare business that you love, you will love the childcare business that you manage. Bye, you guys.